Halo guys, balik lagi di HiPods. Kali ini kita ada tamu yang sangat-sangat spesial, yang pastinya lu pasti kenal lah, udah sering lihat ya. Entah itu karena lu masa muda lu nonton dia, atau emang recently lu into pop-punk dan dengerin band yang lumayan legend ini. Kita kali ini kedatangan Chuck from Simple Plan.
Hey man.
Hey man.
Good to
How's
see
it
you.
going?
Very good, and you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, I've interviewed him maybe 10 years ago. It was like my first year being a reporter.
Nice.
Funnily enough, and then we meet again.
We meet again today.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. You know, just a big term I could say for having me and all the fans in Indonesia. We really appreciate being back. It's been too long.
It's been too long. It's after the pandemic. Finally, Simple Plan come
I
back
know.
to Jakarta and Surabaya.
Yes, two
And
shows.
Surabaya.
Yeah,
Two
man.
shows.
We started coming here, and first time I think it was 2004 on our second album. And I remember just being blown away that so many people were fans of the band, and the shows were so big, and people were waiting for us at the airport and the hotels, and so there's always this very special place. I look on all our social media, you know, like on Instagram or Spotify, and Indonesia and Jakarta specifically is always like top three.
Top three.
Even sometimes number one with the most Simple Plan fans in the whole world. So very special place for us. So very excited to be here.
Iya, kali ini kita juga bakal ngobrol banyak hal bareng drummer Simple Plan ini ya. Okay, the first question is, you just said you've been to Indonesia so many times. So what was your favorite experience here?
Favorite experience. I think it was the first show we ever did here. We played the tennis indoor stadium.
In Senayan?
Yeah, I think so. And just couldn't believe how big the venue was. We got here for sound check, and we were like, "Oh man, how is it gonna look? You know, people are gonna be there." And when the lights turned off, and you know, we got on stage, it was just amazing to see how many people were there, and everybody knew every word. It was the first show we ever did was probably my best memory because I was just so blown away that there were so many fans here in Indo with us, and every time we come back, it's always such a pleasure. People are just really, they love music here, you know, they love pop punk, they love rock music, and they seem to love Simple Plan, so that's pretty nice.
That's right. Okay, that was your favorite experience. Maybe you have some favorite local foods?
Yeah, nasi goreng.
Nasi goreng, okay.
I know it's cliche, everybody says
Yeah.
that, but it's the first dish we ever tried when we came here, and every time I come here, like we flew yesterday and arrived like around 5 p.m. and got to the hotel, and the first thing I did, I went to the restaurant and ordered nasi goreng, you know, because that's like my local dish here. But maybe I should discover new food. You have to teach me.
Okay.
You know?
We actually have something for you.
All right, okay, cool. I'm excited.
And did you know that nasi goreng is a dish that you can eat like anytime, for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner?
Oh,
Yeah,
well, maybe tomorrow I have to have it for breakfast. How about that?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very different. We don't really, that would be
Yeah.
like but we know when we come to Asia, it's so cool because it's just a different vibe, you know, like people it's a different culture, it's different food. And for us, we've always been into that. We don't try to come here and just have the exact same thing we have at home. Like we love the fact that that we can experience different things, that we can try different food, that we can try different experiences. I think that's what makes, for me, that's one of the best part about being in this band is that we get to experience all these things, and we don't come here with like, well, we're not curious, we don't want to do anything. We're the opposite. We want to visit, we want to meet people, we want to be in the culture, you know?
Yeah. As an Indonesian, eat rice all the time. Maybe you should try rice for breakfast.
You know what?
Which is nasi goreng.
Tomorrow morning we'll try that.
Okay, tomorrow morning he will eat
All
nasi
right.
goreng for breakfast. Okay.
I'll FaceTime you.
Yeah.
Right, man.
There's something saying like in Indonesia, if you don't eat rice, it's not counted as eating. Like if you eat burger, that's only snack.
It needs rice. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I love rice.
Yeah. So second question. As a drummer for Simple Plan, like what is your creative process when it comes to writing music, and how has it evolved over the years?
It hasn't changed a whole lot. It's kind of like So Pierre the singer, and I started our first band together. We were 13 years old, and in high school, and we basically we just started. We got our instrument. He played guitar. He was a bit better. I was just starting drums. I had never played drums, and I was we were trying to learn covers of people's song, and we're that's really hard to figure out the drums. Why don't we write our own so I can decide what part I'm gonna play, and I don't have to learn parts that that are too hard for me or whatever. So we started writing our own songs, and it hasn't really changed. The way that we do it with Simple Plan is Pierre and I get together. We work I'll come in with a concept, a title, an idea, a lyric, words that I like, a concept for a song, a story. I'll tell him, and we'll brainstorm, and then you'll try to think one of the title and try to sing it in a really cool he's really good at taking something and turning into a big hook, a big musical moment, and then we get together and then we write the music, we write the words together. He's more the music guy, I'm more the word guy, and then we have a song. We present it to the rest of the band. We all get together. Everybody brings their personal touch, their personal ideas, and then it's a Simple Plan song.
Okay. So you are not a drummer.
Pardon me?
You are actually back then not a drummer.
I was always playing drums, but I really wanted to be part of the creative process and the writing process. So I kind of developed this little
skill,
I guess, talent, whatever, for coming up with concepts and ideas and having doing the arrangements with Pierre and everything. And there you go. But I've always only played drums. Yeah.
Nice. So Simple Plan has been highly successful band for over 2 decades. It's very, very long time. What do you attribute your longevity to, and how have you managed to stay relevant in the ever-changing music industry?
Yeah, we're very lucky. We're very privileged that we're still here 20 years later. I mean, we started in '99, first record 2002, so it's really 21 years since the first album. And I think there's a lot of, it's hard. I think as we get older, we realize that there's probably an element of luck in there, being at the right place at the right time. There's so many talented bands and musicians that never get a shot, never get a chance to break, right? But I think for us, the reason why we were able to keep going is, first of all, we kept the band together. So staying friends, always communicating, always trying to figure out a solution to whatever problems you have in the band. Keep the band together, that's number one. Number two, always caring about the fans. They're the main reason why we do this, or the reason why we can keep going, where we can, come here again 20 years later and have a show and have people show up and make albums and, travel, and it's because of them. If they're not there, it's gone. So I think we've never forgotten that. We always remember what it's like to be a fan and how we would want to be treated if we were meeting our favorite band. And we always try to treat our fans like that same way. And I think hard work and always caring about the songs. It's, there's nothing more important than the music and the albums and the songs, and being honest and real with your fans and really pouring your best efforts. I think we try, when we make a record or songs now, we try to have the same work ethic and the same approach that we had on our first record. It's hard because now we have families and kids, and you're older, and you have the band is maybe not the only thing you have in your life anymore. There's other priorities. But when we make music or when we play a show, we know that the music and the songs have to remain the most important thing. So I think that's when we put out a record, the new album that just came out, I think it's one of our best, and if not our best record that we ever put out. So I think fans, they hear it and they can feel that we didn't just phone it in. We didn't just release something that we didn't care about, that we're not passionate about. They can feel the honesty and the passion, and I think that's been the key.
Okay.
Long answer, but it's a complicated answer.
Yeah. And the next question, actually, you answered some of it, but maybe you have some addition. So what advice would you give to aspiring musicians who are just starting out in the music industry? How can they best navigate the challenges that come?
Yeah, it's harder now. Well, no, it's not necessarily harder. I think it's just different than when we started out. When we started out, there was a bit of a there was a path that everybody kind of followed. You know, you made a record, you try to get signed, and then you try to get your song on the radio or MTV, and now these channels, these big mainstream channels have kind of are not as important anymore. It's all about reaching people directly through social media and all that, and
Yeah,
you know,
the record label things not really relevant
yeah,
anymore.
well, it's different. You know, it just changed, and I think bands have to evolve with that. And I think it's about being able to reach people, being able to put yourself out there, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram, and like showcase who you are, your personality, your songs. But it's still the same thing. You need to you need to write music that that is feels special to you, that you love. You can't try to do something because it's popular. I think you got to do something that comes from the heart, that's heartfelt, that's real, that's honest, that's and then when you do that, people will hear it. And then when you have these songs, you got to get out there and make sure that everybody hears them. So do a bunch of TikToks and show who you are, and I think it's I think that's the key right now, is to try to reach. There's no barrier anymore. There's no limit to who you can reach, right? Like you don't need to have a CD in here in the stores. People can find you. Everybody can find you. The problem is that there's so many bands.
Yeah.
It's hard to get people's attention. So you gotta do something that grabs people's attention, that makes them, and that can be so many different things. They have to figure out what's unique about them, what's special about them, what will resonate with people. You know, how can they connect? Because music is all about connection. So I think that's the key, and just not give up and accept that people will say no. You know, people will say no, but keep going, be persistent, you know, perseverance. That's a big one too.
Okay, so talking about TikTok and all the things, I'm pretty sure most of Indonesians know your hit song, something like "I'm Just a Kid" and a lot of things. But you just have a new record come out, right? Like maybe
Yep.
last year?
Yeah. Harder Than It Looks just came out.
Yeah. Could you tell us Indonesians why we should listen to Simple Plan new album?
It's a good question. Because it's great. No, actually, we're really proud of the album. We feel like it really, like if you like Simple Plan at any point in our career, whether it's the energy of the first record or the second record came out and we had like these big anthems like Shut Up and like Welcome to My Life, and you know, third album was more like emotional, and the fourth one was really fun and back to the roots. This album, this last record that we've done, it's our sixth one. I feel like it really takes all these things that were really special about the band, and it kind of like it's like a summary of everything that we are. You know, we try to make the most Simple Plan album that we could make, the most quintessential Simple Plan record that we could make, and really find all the parts that our fans love about the bands and that we love about our own band, and mix it all together into this record. So I think that when you hear it, it sounds like classic Simple Plan, but at the same time, we wanted to make it modern and of the moment, and not make it sound like it was made in 2002. You know what I mean? I think there's new influences in there, but it's at the core, we really were able to find what I think makes this band special, and the 10 songs on there are exactly that. So if you love Simple Plan, you're gonna love this one.
That's a good answer. So this is the last questions. In addition to your music career, you've also been involved in various philanthropic efforts, including Simple Plan Foundation.
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about Simple Plan Foundation and your involvement in the philanthropy, and why it is important to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's, the foundation is super important to us, and it's been a big part of who we are as a band. We started it in 2005, and since then, I think we've raised over $2.5 million.
Wow.
To help young people in need. And the reason why we started is we would get all these letters from people saying how they were going through some really tough times, and our music was helping them. And I don't think we ever realized just how many people were struggling, were having a hard time. And we were proud that our music was helping them. But at the same time, we felt like, what can we do? Can we do something more? Can we do something more direct? And what kind of legacy do we want to leave as a band? What do we want people to remember this band for? And sure, the music's important, the shows, the career, like the album sells, that's nice. But we wanted to do something that would go beyond that. That would be even more important. And that was trying to give back. Because the way we were raised as kids is like when when you're lucky and you're privileged and you get the chance to do what you love in the world, you need to help other people, give back. Like you need to do your part in the world, and that's how we started it. And now in everything that we do, we try to have like a charitable angle. So for example, when we come here, every ticket that we sell at the shows on the Southeast Asia tour, $1 goes to the foundation.
Wow.
So every fan can be a part of it and can help us help other people. So I think it's really cool, and the fans are really proud to be involved. And yeah, we want to keep going and help more people, you know?
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's not only Simple Plan, but the fans
Everybody
are also
works together,
involved
right? Yeah.
with the foundation, directly or indirectly.
Yeah, I mean, like we've done like all these charitable concerts as well back home in Canada. Like it was tough with the pandemic. We had to stop for a little while, but now we're kicking back into it, and we have big goals for the foundation, and we want to just keep helping. We just feel like it's part of who we want to be as a band.
That's very nice. That's very kind. So, itulah interview kita bareng Chuck dari Simple Plan. Ternyata ada fakta baru nih. Simple Plan nggak cuma keren tapi juga baik ya, karena mereka punya Simple Plan Foundation. So, thank you very much Chuck for your time. Enjoy Jakarta and Surabaya. Enjoy your show. And I hope this is not the last time you come here.
We'll definitely come back. We love it here. We have so many fans. So, thank you so much, and terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Dan buat kalian jangan lupa juga untuk terus stream Simple Plan albums, like follow all the Instagrams and our Instagram too.
At Simple Plan.
At Simple Plan and at @high_online. So thank you. See you di HighPod selanjutnya. Thank you Chuck. Bye.
All good.